And in that moment, she realized she fucked up.
You know that moment when someone gets caught in a lie so bad that their own friend exposes them? That just happened to a TikTok creator who tried to destroy Nick and Olandria's relationship, and honestly, watching it unfold was pure poetry. She didn't just get called out by fans, she got demolished with receipts from her own supposed best friend, and those text messages prove she knew she was lying the entire time. What makes this even more satisfying is that the person who exposed her didn't have to dig for evidence. The friend literally handed over the screenshots herself, completely by accident. Before we get into this absolute train wreck, hit that subscribe button because the drama around this Love Island couple never stops. And what's coming next is going to blow your mind. Let me set the scene for you. Nick and Olandria, the runners-up from Love Island USA Season 7, have been dealing with non-stop accusations ever since they got together. There's this whole group of people online who are absolutely obsessed with proving their relationship is fake. They act like they're investigative journalists uncovering some massive conspiracy, except they're just making stuff up about a couple who's literally just trying to live their lives.
There they are, in the corner. That's them, in the corner. If you zoom in, I had to do an exercise.
When asked who, somebody commented Nick, she liked it. Somebody commented LOL, and she responded, I be seeing crazy shit. Somebody also said, girl, I know that this is private, but was it at the XS Vegas? And then she liked this. So this gives the hint of like where the place is, right? So people were online saying that like this was a private room and this was like a strip club, etc., right? I went ahead and looked this club up. This is kind of like a rave type of setting, and apparently this club, like, it does not have private rooms from what I researched. I also went to the page of this nightclub, and guess what's on the story? Nick, who was clearly doing some type of event with them. Apparently he was working with the brand Celsius, and people were like posting pictures of him with his friend, I guess trying to like say, well, he didn't come alone. I don't know, just like, it's not making any sense. The whole thing's not making any sense because honestly, even the girl who made the TikTok didn't accuse him of being at a strip club, but she said it was a spicy club and alluded that that must mean he's on Facebook. So that's just weird because what is spicy about this club? Because what I researched is not spicy. And also, why are you recording your coworker doing her job as well? Like clearly she's like getting an order or something from Nick. I just think the whole thing is weird. The whole thing doesn't make sense. And the fact that there's so many content creators who jumped on here to spread this rumor and say that like he's cheating on Olandria, etc., to me also just shows that people don't have media literacy. They don't look up things before they make videos. They just rush to tell a story without actually trying to gather information. I went and actually looked and saw like, what is this before I even say anything, right?
The hatred toward them, and especially toward Olandria, has never really been about whether their relationship is real or not. There's something darker going on, and we're going to talk about that. But first, you need to understand what happened with this Vegas club situation, because the way this whole thing imploded is genuinely one of the most satisfying things I've seen in reality TV commentary. The person spreading these rumors got called out by Kaylin Berry, a creator who's been defending Nick and Olandria against constant attacks, and when he called her out, she realized she messed up big time. But he didn't just call her out with opinions or theories. He came with actual text message receipts from her own friend, showing she lied about everything. How those receipts ended up in his hands? That's the plot twist nobody saw coming.
Now we're spreading rumors about what I said. I never said anybody was cheating. Respectfully, I don't care what anybody has to say. That is not in the industry. Y'all don't know. We get way bigger celebrities. Like, way bigger. Politicians, billionaires, businessmen. Like, a lot of people go there. That's just the thing. Like, the whole industry is probably ran by married men, people in relationships. Everybody's dynamic's different. Like, if I'm dating somebody and they want to go to the club, okay, that's like adult business. People are adults. People have free will. We're all allowed to do whatever we want, okay? I have no reason to make it up.
Yeah, you're going down the wrong road, babes. Nobody is spreading any rumors about you. I only quoted what you said. On your post, you said when you're working at the spicy club and see a certain Love Islander who you thought was supposed to be in a committed relationship. Let's use reading 101 fundamental skills. Who you thought was supposed to be in a committed relationship. So what does that say? That says that obviously whatever you think about what's happening in this club, you're implying that this person is moving in a way that is not becoming of somebody in a committed relationship, right? Yeah. You then made a follow-up video trying to show proof when somebody said, y'all believe everything you see on the internet, proof or it didn't happen. So you went and tried to show this so-called proof of like another coworker of yours clearly just like servicing him. You like somebody's comment. saying where it was, right? You're the reason that people are digging into this. So I just think like it's a little interesting that you're coming on here saying that I'm spreading misinformation when all I'm coming on here doing is actually refuting the idea and the notion that Nick was cheating on Olandria because he was at a nightclub that he was working at. A club that you can go look up and see their policies. And I said on that video, by the way, that you're not the one who said it was a strip club. I said that very clearly. Go watch it back. But the internet is now taking what you said because, of course, they're going to run with people coming on here saying things. And now there's a narrative that is out here. So, of course, as somebody who is a commentator on pop culture and covers Love Island, I'm going to address narratives that are surfacing. And you contributed to the narrative. You don't get to throw the rock and hide your hand, or you don't just get to, like, you know, start. You're the one who initiated the rumor and then be like, I don't have anything to do with this. You guys are spreading lies about me. No, I'm not. I'm addressing what you said. Okay? You said it, not me. I can't put words in your mouth. So just remember that.
So here's what happened. A TikTok user named Destiny, who works at a club in Vegas, posted a video with this caption. When you're working at a spicy club and see a certain Love Islander who you thought was supposed to be in a committed relationship, the video showed Nick sitting down with a woman in revealing clothing standing in front of him. The implication was crystal clear. Destiny was suggesting that Nick was at a strip club getting lap dances while he's supposed to be committed to Olandria. And let me tell you, the internet absolutely lost its mind. Within hours, people were declaring that Nicolandria was over, that Nick had been caught red-handed cheating, that Ace Green had been right all along about their relationship being fake for clout. Content creators immediately started making videos about how Nick betrayed Olandria, how this proved the relationship was manufactured, how this was exactly what everyone had been expecting. The engagement was going through the roof, and Destiny was getting exactly what she wanted, which was attention. But here's where things get interesting. Kalen Berry did something revolutionary in the world of social media commentary. He actually investigated the claims before making a video about them. Wild concept, right? And what he discovered made the entire narrative fall apart immediately. Kalen researched the club that Destiny claimed was this spicy establishment.
And in that moment, she realized she fucked up. The trash really do be taking itself out sometimes. Like, that's the moral of this story. Because I was on live last night with my friend Shay when Destiny's friend, Destiny's the girl who made the whole accusations about Nick getting a lap dance at the strip club, her friend came and guested with us, started arguing with us, and I cannot make this up. She sent me text messages of her and Destiny's conversation that proves that Destiny was curved by Nick and that he never got a lap dance to begin with. So you made that up. I'm gonna go ahead and read you these text messages, but I'm just still not over the fact that Sia sent them to me. Like, you sent these to me, babes. Like, not once, by the way, but twice. Because she sent them, and then when she realized she fucked up and didn't blur out the incriminating part of the text, she sent them again. And I screenshotted them. Of course I did. And Destiny, Sia is not your friend. You never guess who's here. Justin Bieber, OMG. Nick, Love Island, OMG. Ha 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 ha. OMG. I tried to sit with him. Where you at? Laughing my ass off. He curved me. He curved you. Okay. Y'all see where this is going? The top of this is getting cut off by TikTok, but I'm going to post the full screenshots on my Twitter, so definitely go follow me at Colin Berry. But Sia says he's at the strip club? That's T. Yes, with the boys. OMG Hutch, if you took videos of that shit for TikTok, you would go viral. Bah ha ha ha. Why did he curve you? What happened? Is he really fine shit in real life? Bro, he's just not getting dances. Oh, ha 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 ha. LMAO, I can't film him. So maybe he's being a good boy. I'm dead. What did he say to you? Ha 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 ha. He's so fine. OMG, he's got a lot of ones. And Sia girl, thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. Go shake some ass on him. Tell him this one's from Sia. This is so fucking unserious. Bro, Nicolandria's a lie, shaking my head. Laughing my fucking ass off. Expose them, queen. Ha, just kidding. What he doing now? He's sitting talking with the stripper. Laughing my fucking ass off. Bruh, I'm getting canceled on Twitter. But let's reel it back, because remember the first video that Destiny posted with the caption, when you're working at the spicy club and see a certain Love Islander who you thought was supposed to be in a committed relationship. Nothing about those texts insinuate that he's doing anything that would be inappropriate within being in a committed relationship, by the way. He curved you. And according to your text, he also wasn't getting any dances. But you never anticipated that your clout chasing weirdo friend Sia would send me the text that incriminate y'all. So that's why you came on here and boldly lied, okay? And I'm also hollering because there's a whole video where like Destiny realizes that Sia snakes her. And then Sia also admits to the text and sending them to me and also not blurring out the part she was supposed to blur out. You cannot make this up, y'all.
Sia said it was a setup. It was not a setup, Sia. I don't think she said that. We saw the screenshot. I did not. Wait, Sia, what did you say? Wait, Sia, come on the thing.
Oh my god, bro, I'm so sorry. Wait, hold on, what happened?
What did you say? She just said you wanted to go viral? What?
No, wait.
She omitted. What? Why did she leave?
Okay, I found myself on this creator's live. Bro, he started like really dragging me. But basically, I sent him the screenshot of me telling you to post the video.
Yeah, she did tell me that. I said no. I was like, I'm not gonna do that record this man.
I sent all the I sent this creator the screenshots, and I was like, basically, it was my idea. Stop sending her death threats. And then I also told him exactly what happened. And then he basically just...
He just pulled down, and I said, "Girl, Nick is here," and she was like, "Oh,
Should I just put the screenshots here?"
Wait, but why would you post that? You're so funny.
I didn't post it. I did. I told her to post it because it would go viral. Like literally, I told her this, and now she's getting death threats, and people are being rude. And
I said no. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. But then I was like, oh, I guess like he is here. You know what I mean?
And people are saying I'm a fake friend because I didn't realize the extent of how crazy these people are. I'm so sorry.
I can't even read all the comments. This is crazy. But I went to work and that's what I saw. So I didn't realize anything bad was gonna happen. So this is my friend, y'all. She told me that. Oh my gosh, y'all are so funny.
This is ridiculous. Like people believe anything. Like.
Okay, I'm gonna keep you off the live, see, because now I'm about to.
Wait, what?
Now we got a beef. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, we have beef.
Because now I'm gonna get super duper canceled before I even get started. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
She is a terrible friend. What the hell? That he curved you. Sia did not say that, bro.
I did not.
Did you say that?
I did send the screenshot and it did say that. I forgot to block it out. I'm sorry. But it doesn't.
But let's also address this because there were several times that Destiny said that she never said he was cheating when clearly she insinuated from her first post. But let's talk about this post her friend made where she clearly says cheating scandal and Destiny reposted it. So you want to spread the narrative that he was cheating. That's the thing. But your text suggests completely otherwise than what you're alleging. What is that called when you go online and purposely lie for attention? And in Destiny's own words on the live stream, did it for virality. It's called defamation. And Sia commenting things about people's ages and telling them to start their family and DMing me all the proof you need, queen. And just being completely microaggressive on that live, by the way, won't change it for y'all. Okay, it won't change it for y'all. Also, you sending me a link to a anonymous, clearly burner account with lackluster videos, basically the video we already saw, plus another close-up one with the girl standing in front of Nick. It's like the same fucking shit, basically from a different angle. If y'all are the ones who recorded it, y'all better check the laws of Nevada, because some places it's actually a crime for you to record people without their consent, which y'all clearly did, and you made a burner account because you knew that you didn't want to be involved, but you're already involved now. See, this is what happens when you're sloppy. And keep in mind, this whole thing started because I made a video calling out inconsistencies in Destiny's video, and she wanted to have it back and forth with me. So much that her friend came on the live calling herself defending Destiny, only to snake her friend. Who needs enemies when you have friends like Sia? Because clearly there are snakes in the grass. And on that note, have a great day.
And what he found made her story look suspicious right away. Turns out, this wasn't some secret private room at a strip club. It was a nightclub, a rave-type setting, and according to his research, it doesn't even have private rooms. Then he went to the actual nightclub's Instagram page, and guess what was on their story? Nick was there doing some type of promotional event with them. He was working with the brand Celsius, and people were posting pictures of him with his friends. This wasn't a secret hookup at some seedy club. This was a professional event that Nick was at for work. The woman in the video? A bottle girl doing her job, which is to serve bottles to customers. The fact that she's dressed in revealing clothing is completely standard for Vegas nightclub staff. It doesn't mean anything inappropriate happened, it means she was working. Kalen laid all of this out methodically in his video, dismantling every single one of Destiny's claims with actual facts, and he also called out the problematic implications of what she was doing. Destiny was trying to destroy a black woman's relationship by spreading completely unverified rumors based on nothing. But then things took a turn that made this whole situation even more absurd. After Kalen's video exposing the truth, Destiny doubled down in the most intellectually dishonest way you can imagine.
I can't tell you how good it feels to just never be wrong about Nick and Olandria. No matter how many of you bitches try to diminish the relationship, diminish the way he likes her, trying to bring her down, I don't know. It's just like such sweet poetic justice. Seeing all the failed attempts at people trying to humble Olandria or make her feel like, oh no, your man is just gonna switch up on you any day now, trying to be proven right. It's just so satisfying always seeing you bitches get proved wrong. Like, it's always a lie. It's always fake. There's always more to the story. Like, tell me how this girl who was trying to say all this shit about Nick in Vegas, trying to act like he was like being unfaithful to Olandria, the amount of backtracking she had to do and lying, not knowing that her friend had already sent these messages disproving what she's saying, and there were screenshots on the internet. Like, it's just so no weapon formed against them will ever prosper. Like, it's crazy. It's actually kind of crazy the lengths people will go to disprove their connection. They hate this relationship and they literally won't let it die down. Like, Love Island was how many months ago, and y'all keep giving them clout. Like, you bitches who don't like them keep giving them clout. We keep trying to disprove them or like break them up. I don't know what the, like, what is this? What is this? And it just never works. And I'm just always right. I love being right. I'm always right. Ha ha ha.
She started claiming she never said Nick was cheating, that people were putting words in her mouth, that she was just being messy and didn't realize it would blow up like this. But here's the problem with that defense. You can't gaslight an entire audience when everyone can literally scroll back and read your original caption. She wrote, "When you're working at a spicy club and see a certain Love Islander who you thought was supposed to be in a committed relationship, that sentence structure is doing a lot of work. The phrase, who you thought was supposed to be in a committed relationship, implies that whatever he's doing at this club contradicts being in a committed relationship. The implication could not be clearer." In one comment, Destiny wrote something that really showed her hand. She said, "I was being a bit messy by posting this. I'm not going to lie, but I feel like a lot of partners let their significant others go to the club," which is genuinely absurd. If she didn't think it was a big deal, if she genuinely believed going to a club was normal and fine for someone in a relationship, why would she post that video with that specific caption designed to suggest something inappropriate was happening? She kept trying to maintain what's called plausible deniability, claiming she never accused Nick of cheating while simultaneously making comments like, "I've seen crazy stuff," and "defamation is illegal, telling the truth is not," which absolutely implies she witnessed something scandalous. She even tried suggesting that bigger celebrities than Nick had been to this club, as if that somehow justified recording him without his consent and posting it with that suggestive framing. What makes this so transparently manipulative is that Destiny kept insisting nothing inappropriate happened, but she also refused to just say, "I was wrong. Nick wasn't doing anything wrong. I shouldn't have posted that video." She wanted to keep the controversy alive because the controversy was driving traffic to her page. That engagement, those views, that attention, that's what this was really about. Then Destiny's friend named CIA joined Kalen's live stream to defend her. And that's when everything spectacularly collapsed in the most beautiful way possible. Here's where this story becomes genuinely remarkable and honestly pretty hilarious. Destiny's friend CIA came on the live specifically to defend Destiny, to argue with Kalen and prove that Destiny was telling the truth, and somehow, in the middle of this argument, she ended up sending Kalen screenshots of her private text messages with Destiny from that night at the club. These text messages exposed the entire lie. Let me repeat that because it's so unbelievable. The friend who came to defend Destiny accidentally sent the receipts that proved Destiny was lying. You genuinely cannot make this stuff up. The text messages show the entire night from Destiny's perspective, and they tell a completely different story than what she posted on TikTok. In the texts, Destiny tells CIA that she tried to sit with Nick at the club. CIA asks what happened, and Destiny responds, "He curved me." meaning Nick rejected her advances. Then CIA asks if he's getting lap dances, and Destiny says, he's just not getting dances. Maybe he's being a good boy. Let me be absolutely clear about what these texts prove. According to Destiny's own words in real time that night, Nick was not getting lap dances. He was not doing anything inappropriate. He was there with his friends. When Destiny approached him, he turned her down, and she explicitly acknowledged in these private messages that he might be staying faithful to his girlfriend. Now here's what makes this absolutely damning. Those text messages were sent the night of the incident, before she posted her video. Before she wrote that caption suggesting he was being unfaithful, she knew Nick wasn't doing anything wrong. She had the information firsthand, directly from her own experience, and she still chose to post that video anyway, specifically framed to suggest infidelity. The texts even show CIA encouraging Destiny to post the video because, quote, it would go viral, which it obviously did. So this wasn't an impulsive mistake, or a misunderstanding, or her just being playfully messy without thinking it through. This was calculated. They literally discussed creating drama around Nick and Olandria specifically for engagement, despite Destiny's own admission in private that nothing inappropriate was happening. When your own private messages contradict your public narrative this explicitly, there's no defense left. This is textbook defamation, which means knowingly spreading false information that damages someone's reputation. And they did it for clicks, for views, for attention. After Caitlyn posted these screenshots, which were remarkably sent to him by CIA herself, the response was immediate, and it was brutal for Destiny. People who had initially believed her story felt manipulated and angry. Nicolandria supporters finally had concrete proof of what they'd been saying all along, that these attacks on the couple were manufactured and based on nothing. In the clips that Caitlyn captured from the live stream, and these clips are gold, you can actually watch CIA realize in real time that she just completely destroyed her friend's credibility. She starts trying to backpedal immediately, claiming she was trying to show that Destiny was telling the truth. But the texts prove the exact opposite. She tries claiming the texts were taken out of context, but there's absolutely no context that would make "he curved me" and "he's not getting dances" somehow mean he was definitely cheating. What's particularly revealing is how this completely undermines Destiny's entire defense strategy. She had spent days insisting that people misinterpreted her video, that she had no malicious intent, that she was just being playfully messy without thinking it would blow up, but these texts prove she knew exactly what she was doing. She had firsthand knowledge that Nick did nothing wrong, and she still posted the video with that carefully crafted caption designed to make people think he was unfaithful. This also exposes the real motivation clearly. The text shows CIA explicitly telling Destiny to post it because it would go viral. This wasn't about spilling tea or keeping it real, which are terms influencers love using to justify spreading unverified information. This was about clout. Pure and simple calculation. They identified an opportunity to get views by implying that a black woman in a high-profile interracial relationship was being cheated on, and they executed that plan despite knowing it was completely false. The timing of all this makes it particularly insidious. Nicolandria had already been dealing with months of people questioning their relationship, claiming it was manufactured for the show, suggesting Nick was only with Olandria to gain followers. There's been this persistent narrative, particularly in certain corners of the Love Island fandom, that their connection isn't genuine, that it's what they call a showmance rather than a real relationship. So, when Destiny posted that video, she wasn't just spreading a random rumor in isolation. She was feeding directly into a pre-existing campaign designed to delegitimize Olandria's relationship and happiness. That's what elevates this from standard influencer messiness to something genuinely harmful. Let's address what's really happening here. Because this Vegas club situation doesn't exist in a vacuum, Olandria has been subjected to a level of scrutiny and hatred that is wildly disproportionate to anything she's actually done. And if you've been paying attention to the patterns, you understand exactly why. Caitlyn Berry has been one of the few creators consistently calling this out. There's a specific group of people who seem pathologically invested in proving that Nicolandria is fake. They analyze every Instagram post looking for evidence of inauthenticity. They dissect every interview for signs of discomfort. They create elaborate theories about how Nick and Olandria are just pretending to be together for brand deals and followers. And when you ask these people why they care so much about the personal relationship of two reality TV contestants, The answers are always tellingly vague. But here's what's actually driving this obsessive scrutiny. A lot of this hatred stems from racism and colorism. Olandria is a dark-skinned black woman in an interracial relationship with a white man, and for a certain subset of people, that's fundamentally unacceptable. They don't want to see her succeed, they don't want to see her happy, they don't want to see her with Nick. So they'll manufacture whatever reasons necessary to explain why the relationship must be fake, must be doomed, must be somehow problematic. The Vegas Club rumor is just the latest example of this pattern. Destiny saw an opportunity to undermine Olandria's relationship, and she took it. Despite having direct knowledge that Nick hadn't done anything wrong, she weaponized people's existing skepticism about Nicolandria, their existing prejudices about interracial relationships, their existing willingness to believe negative narratives about black women in the public eye. This is why Kaylin's methodical debunking matters beyond just correcting one false rumor. He's pushing back against a much larger, much more harmful pattern that has been targeting Olandria since the moment she and Nick got together. He's making it clear that we're not going to allow people to destroy a black woman's happiness simply because they're uncomfortable with who she's chosen to be with. The attacks on Olandria are rarely framed in explicitly racial terms. They're couched in language about authenticity and clout chasing and being fake. But when you look at the pattern of who gets subjected to this treatment and who doesn't, when you see how quickly people are willing to believe the worst about her based on literally no evidence, when you notice how much more scrutiny she faces compared to white or lighter-skinned contestants in similar situations, the racial dynamics become impossible to ignore. For Nick and Olandria, this is just another entry in a long list of manufactured controversies they've had to endure. They've dealt with people claiming their relationship is fake. They've dealt with former castmates suggesting they don't have genuine chemistry. They've dealt with constant speculation, criticism, and bad faith attempts to tear them down. And through all of it, they've simply continued living their lives, posting about each other, traveling together, building their relationship on their own terms, regardless of all the noise from people who want to see them fail. That's ultimately what's so frustrating about situations like this. Nick and Olandria aren't creating drama. They're not feuding with other islanders. They're not manufacturing controversy for attention. They're literally just trying to exist as a couple in peace. But because of who they are, specifically because of who Olandria is and who she's chosen to be with, there's a constant target on their relationship. This entire situation should never have become a story in the first place. The actual facts are completely mundane. A guy attended a nightclub for a work event. Someone approached him inappropriately and he turned them down. He didn't get any lap dances. He went home. That's the entire story. There's nothing scandalous about any of that. But because there are people so deeply invested in tearing down this specific couple, someone decided to manufacture a scandal out of literally nothing. And it would have worked if not for Kaylin Berry being willing to do actual research before jumping on the bandwagon. The only reason the truth came out is because Kaylin was willing to do the work. He investigated the club. He found the Instagram story showing it was a work event. He called out the inconsistencies in Destiny's narrative, and when CIA accidentally provided those text receipts, he shared them publicly, giving Nick and Olandria the vindication they deserved. This is what accountability in content creation actually looks like. Not just repeating whatever gets engagement, not participating in pile-ons without verification, actually doing the work to determine what's true before potentially destroying someone's reputation. If you think Destiny owes Nick and Olandria a public apology, and honestly, after knowingly spreading false information that could have seriously damaged their relationship and their mental health, that seems like the absolute bare minimum. Let me know in the comments what you think she should do to make this right. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this entire situation, it's this. You need to do your own research before believing something you see online. Don't blindly share or engage with content just because it's trending or because it confirms what you already suspect about someone. Actually investigate the claims being made. Look for inconsistencies in the story. Consider the source and what their potential motivations might be. Ask yourself what they gain from pushing this particular narrative. Destiny's video went viral precisely because people wanted to believe it. They wanted confirmation that Nicolandria was fake, that Nick was a cheater, that their skepticism about the relationship had been justified all along. So they didn't question the story. They didn't investigate whether the club was actually a strip club. They didn't wonder why Nick would supposedly cheat so publicly if he was actually trying to hide something from Olandria. They didn't consider that maybe a 15-second video with a vague caption wasn't sufficient evidence to conclude someone was being unfaithful. They just ran with the narrative because it was satisfying to them, because it confirmed their biases. But the truth, as it so often does, told a completely different story. And the people who spread the false narrative without verification ended up looking foolish when the actual evidence emerged. This is also a case study in why accountability matters in digital spaces. If Kalen hadn't been willing to call Destiny out, if he hadn't been willing to do the investigative work, if he hadn't been willing to share those text receipts when they somehow came to him, this lie might have stuck. People might still genuinely believe that Nick cheated. Olandria might have had to deal with even more harassment and speculation than she already does. The truth might have been buried under a pile of engagement-driven false narratives. So, if you've been participating in the attacks on Nicolandria, if you've been leaving hostile comments, sharing videos questioning their relationship, spreading rumors about them, I want you to ask yourself some honest questions. What about their relationship bothers you so much? Why are you so invested in proving they're not real? And is it possible that your reasons have more to do with your own biases and discomfort than with anything they've actually done? Because here's the thing, Nick and Olandria don't owe you proof of their relationship. They don't owe you constant updates or grand gestures or whatever arbitrary standard you've decided they need to meet to be considered legitimate. They're two adults who met on a reality show, developed feelings for each other, and are now exploring a relationship outside the cameras. That's all it needs to be. If you don't like them as a couple, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Nobody's required to be a fan of every reality TV couple. But there's a massive difference between saying, "I don't think they're a good match," and actively spreading lies, manufacturing scandals, and participating in the systematic harassment of a Black woman whose only crime is being happy in an interracial relationship. That's not criticism. That's not having an opinion. That's cruelty, and it needs to stop. The Destiny situation proves beyond any doubt that these attacks on Nicolandria aren't based on legitimate concerns or genuine observations. They're based on people's desire to see this specific relationship fail, even when they have to lie to make it happen. And when creators are willing to knowingly spread false information just to get engagement, they're not doing commentary. They're causing real damage to real people. If you've made it this far, thank you for sticking with this entire breakdown. Make sure you're following Kalen Berry on TikTok and Instagram. He's been one of the few voices consistently calling out these targeted attacks on Olandria, and he's doing it with actual receipts and research rather than just speculation. The work he's doing to push back against these false narratives matters, and he deserves all the support. And if you want to see more deep dives like this, where we actually investigate claims instead of just repeating them, where we call out dishonesty and manipulation, where we refuse to participate in pylons without evidence, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. The Nicolandria story is far from over, and I'll be here to break down every development with the research and nuance it deserves. As for Destiny, when your own friend accidentally destroys your entire narrative by sending the receipts to the person calling you out, that's probably a sign you need to seriously reconsider your approach to content creation. Credibility, once lost this thoroughly, is nearly impossible to rebuild. What do you think Destiny should do now? Should she apologize publicly? Let me know in the comments below.